As you're going down that canyon, if I have a problem, if I suck a bird or something like that, what am I going to do at this point? Yeah, you're going to pop up out of the canyon, and then you're going to find a place to put the thing down, unless you're Larry and you're going to punch out. But always have an idea of where you're going to go and that ability for that escape. The further you are down in the canyon, the fewer options you have. So it's a very short run, and that's a good thing.
Star Wars Canyon Albatross 27 Delta is entering the canyon from the west.
We're here at Mojave
with Robert
and our friend Chris and a group of guys flying some L-39 jets.
A handful of pilots own these L-39s, and they get together for flying events like this every now and then to keep their formation and canyon flying skills sharp. I was invited to be a part of and film this incredible event where they set out to fly the Star Wars Canyon Run.
Star Wars Canyon is a legendary place in aviation. It's a canyon way out in the desert, about 100 miles that way, that has these really dramatic views. And there happens to be a scenic outlook right on the road, right on the canyon. And for years, photographers have been sitting up there taking pictures and video of fast airplanes running through that area. And that area is used typically for military training.
I mean, I've wanted to fly the Star Wars Canyon for a long time. You know, this event happened, so I flew all the way from Texas to come do this, and so it's a bucket list item. It's so famous because the military trains there for years. It's like in England, they have the Mach Loop, you know, and here we have Star Wars Canyon.
It gives you the sensation when you're out there, if you're doing the trench run from the original Star Wars, A New Hope. You know, I'm a big fan, obviously, with the hat on and stuff like that. So they call it Star Wars Canyon. It requires some special care and feeding. You can't just go out there and run a canyon and expect to be safe. So we have a number of instructors that were former low-altitude tactical instructors in the military that are riding with some of these pilots.
I've been down canyons a long time.
Yeah.
So no, it's good. It's gonna be fun.
He showed me, you know, gave me an intro to low-level flying. I thought low level was 500 feet, and he showed me it was like 50 feet.
We are civil Part 91 aircraft operations. We do not fall under any sort of military jurisdiction. This is a VFR flight. Your safety of you, your airplane, the people in your airplane, the people on the ground is the responsibility of the PIC.
What's the biggest challenge?
Yeah, with this particular one.
Focusing your attention and having situation awareness so you know that you're not too close to the sides.
Keep it safe, don't push it, and it's on you guys to make sure that you do keep it safe, that what you see out there is safe to do for you and everyone around you.
And you don't really have time to turn your head and look, although you can do something. It's mostly just use your peripheral vision and say, I want to be aware of where the sides are. It comes pretty natural once you're there. I mean, the first time I went down the canyon was the first time I went down the canyon. I was by myself in an F-100.
It's kind of on the western border of the park. It's been popular for aircraft pictures for years. Everybody, knows that.
At our start time.
Okay, we're at our start time. Starting up.
Turning them up.
Okay, my canopy's closed and locked.
And it's closed, locked, and forced forward, and double checked, and lights out.
Mojave traffic, Albatross 187 Delta is taxiing from the ramp via Charlie to runway 8, Mojave.
In the middle of that is what's called the Jedi transition, because that's where Star Wars Canyon is. You hear somebody say they're on the Jedi transition, or hear Joshua say somebody's on the Jedi transition. That is a potential conflict for you at the canyon, and you need to pay attention.
seatbelt secure. Got no warning lights except underwing tanks. Brakes in, flaps takeoff, trim takeoff. Okay, I think we are ready to go.
I am ready.
I just want to take a second to say special thanks to the Finer Points for supporting this content, and to Scott Glazer and the Mojave Airport for letting us film this event.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks to Flying Monkey Patreon members Robert and Tom for helping me film,
The Jedi mind trick works every time.
and Chris for inviting me along to this event. Our Flying Monkey Patreon community has been the best part of creating YouTube videos, so join us. One other thing that helps out this channel is when you watch the following segment, sponsored by NordVPN. You all know that safety and security are a big part of flying, especially when the stakes are high like they are for flying high-speed jets. I like to carry over this approach to online security by keeping my personal information private and safe. We're always traveling through airports, FBOs, and Airbnbs, and using public Wi-Fi, which is vulnerable to hackers, like our friend Neo here. That's why we use NordVPN's virtual private network to create a secure connection, encrypt internet traffic, and block phishing websites with just one click. It also has a feature called Threat Protection that guards your computer against trackers, malware, and malicious sites. Another awesome benefit of NordVPN is that we can get access to services and shows not normally available in certain countries. So when we travel out of the country, we can still access services like Netflix and Hulu. I've been using NordVPN for over a year now on all my devices, and it's great to have that extra peace of mind, knowing our personal information is secure wherever we go. Grab the NordVPN deal at nordvpn.com/flyingmonkey and get extra subscription time. Try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. nordvpn.com/flyingmonkey.
Mojave traffic, Albatross 187 Deltas, departing runway 8, departing to the north. Airspeed's alive, engine is good. Mojave traffic, Albatross 187 Delta, just departed runway 8, left crosswind departing to the north. Mojave traffic. Gear up, flaps up, good hydraulics.
Looks good to me. Everything's fine.
Legally, you have to talk. Can you take off out of here today and not talk to anybody and go run the canyon? Yes, you can. Tower's closed today. It's it's a CTAF frequency, so technically you don't have to talk to anybody. You could just hop in your jet and go. But we're going to have some comm protocols today, again, to maintain safety. You will be talking to Joshua on the way out there. That's my recommendation.
Okay, I'm going to go over to Joshua.
Good.
Joshua, approach experimental jet Albatross 187 Delta, VFR request.
On approach, unanswered, say again.
Sir, it's experimental Albatross 187 Delta, just departed Mojave, climbing through 8,300, going to North Panamint for work.
It is more than likely that the restricted airspace is cold today. If that is the case, Joshua can clear you through. Overflight's usually around 7,000 feet, something like that. Sometimes it changes, whatever they tell you.
Request overflight of restricted area 2505.
87 Delta, overflight over R2505, approved at above 10,000.
Clear through R2505 at or above 10,000, 187 Delta.
Perfect.
Our inner flight freak is going to be 123.15. So when you guys go out there, that's the freak you should be on. Make position calls at the canyon on that frequency because all the photogs have it, and they're going to be listening for you.
I'm monitoring the mission frequency.
It's looking good to me.
Delta Tango, you up on 2315?
Yeah, we're getting ready to do the run now. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're clear. We're just out at a hold point and climbing up to head back RTB.
Okay, thanks.
In the middle of the Panamint Valley is a dry lake bed called the Dog Bone. So our hold point is at the north end of the Dog Bone. If you get cleared through 2505, then you're going to go over to the hold point to start your descent.
We approach holding 12.5, and then we descend when we were wanting to start the run on the canyon. 12.5 en route, holding at 6.
Delta, you still up, Joshua?
Is there any chance we get bunched up in there, or somebody's early or somebody's late, and we have people in? What if we did? We just hold over that point till the guy in front's done?
Yeah. Yeah, wait for the guy in front of you to leave.
Okay, I see dummies on the ADSB. Okay. He's just starting and entering the canyon now. We are 4 minutes from the holding point.
610 coming one last time.
Okay, that was dummy called. He's doing one last run.
He's the guy in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Once we get there, we can start.
So he should be on his way back by the time we get to the holding point, I think.
And there shouldn't be anybody else in front.
And as you're going over, you're going to pass over the canyon to get to the hold point. That's on purpose. So you can look down and see the canyon from high up and start getting an idea of what you're about to do.
I see the canyon. I see the holding point.
You're going to go up to the hold point and get situated, recce the canyon, make sure there's nobody down there, and then get set for your runs.
I'd get rid of Joshua so we don't have that on the radio.
Joshua approach, Albatross 187 Delta. We're just leaving the restricted area. Request a frequency change.
We're 87 Delta, frequency change approved.
187 Delta. The only spot VFR or keep the code?
You can keep the code.
187 Delta. Okay, I'm going to turn them off. We are on the mission frequency. We are out of the restricted area. I can start heading down. 6,000.
6 Delta Tango is clear of the canyon RTB.
Roger that. This is Albatross 187 Delta. It's about 5 south of the canyon, descending through 11,000, going to the holding point. Okay, he's 1,500 feet below us, passing off our left. I don't see him yet. I got a visual on him. 9 o'clock.
You have the things in quotes like canyon exit clear. Are those radio calls?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So these are sugar calls you can make on 2315.
And basically we have 3 calls: starting run, entering canyon, clearing.
Okay.
Then last pass.
This is what it's going to look like. Top of descent, you're going to come in off the hold point, roughly 6,000 feet-ish. There is a 4,700 foot peak that you're going to come around and come out to the west.
And can you point out the hill that we need to go around for the entry, before the entry?
See, it's just those high points just right off our left wing.
I'll just get down to 6,000.
Here's the end of the Dog Bone right in front of us, so it's cool.
I'm going to make the call and start in. Okay, Star Wars Canyon, Albatross 187 Deltas. Starting our run from the holding point, 6,500 descending.
We can basically, as we enter the canyon, we can be at the top of the canyon, or a little bit above it, just to look at it. At 250 knots, that's good.
Terrain ahead.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the terrain warnings.
Yeah.
They're off now. At 6,000. Okay, I see the canyon entry.
Just avoid getting really close to the south wall. That's where people are. You should be 500 AGL basically right here.
Okay.
Coming close to the road.
Okay.
So always have an out. It's kind of like flying a single engine airplane, a Cessna, anywhere. You're always looking for what happens if you have an engine failure, right? The same kind of thing. As you're going down that canyon, if I have a problem, if I suck a bird or something like that, what am I going to do at this point? Yeah, you're going to pop up out of the canyon, and then you're going to find a place to put the thing down, unless you're Larry and you're going to punch out. But always have an idea of where you're going to go and that ability for that escape. The further you are down in the canyon, the fewer options you have. If you tried to run this backwards, then you're flying into rising terrain, which you don't want to do, because if you fuck it up, then you got no options. Physiology can be interesting in the canyon. You're going to get ground rush. You're going to feel things if you haven't been low level before. You're going to feel vection and things you haven't felt before. So be aware of that. So it's a very short run, and that's a good thing.
Star Wars Canyon Albatross 187 Delta is entering the canyon from the west.
How do you feel about that?
Awesome. Okay, your controls?
Got the airplane.
Hey, your controls.
Just hold on a second. I'm going to go down here, pitch up, and do a roll. Go home at the airplane.
Okay, my controls.
Because you don't get to do this often in life.
No, yeah, this is like a once in a lifetime
It's a
opportunity. It seems like.
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's cool.